So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Kawasaki. Well, Kawasaki came out with their own air-conditioned side-by-side, the Kawasaki Ridge. And well, we've been wanting to get one for a while, and we bought one through the company, Power Sports Nation, to part out, quotation marks, part out. Well, it happens to only have 200 miles and no issues. So why not drive it for a while before we part it out? And as you can see, we got a lot of room to party with tires. I mean, these are the 30s, but look at all that room. That's opens up the window for a lot of possibilities. And I happen to have lots of tires already in the proper bolt pattern 4x156. So we're gonna see how they fit. We may need to run some spacers back here just because of how everything lines up. But this thing's got some beefy shocks on it. A lot of the suspensions is very beefy. You know, it's not like comparative to a Ranger 1000, like that lower A-arm is huge. So yeah, we're just gonna try to put some different wheels and tires on it today. I got a set of 33s and a set of 35s. There's obviously other people out there that have made those fit. So yeah, we're just gonna work to get them installed. So of course it's raining, because why wouldn't it be? Ron's messing with the windows. He likes the cab and the window so he can stay dry. But the 35s just look killer. These are 15x6s with 6x1 offset. I think if I went to the 15x7 with maybe a 1.5 inch spacer, it wouldn't rub, and then it would give it more width, because with these 35s, it definitely does feel a little bit tippy. You know, obviously no one has a long travel kit released for them yet. But since these are rubbing a little bit, I'm going to end up putting on these 33s, just because we don't have the right wheels yet. I do love the look of those 35s though. I mean, they look killer. And it's a big old girl. But you know, with these 35s would probably need some proper clutching and a tune to really make up the difference in 30-inch tires versus 35s. So obviously that's going to come later down the road. But yeah, we're just going to pull it back in the shop, put the 33s on, and take those for a spin. This sucker is tall. I mean, it's a step up, especially with this seat. I'm really thinking I want to put a set of seats like these Aces Racing seats in here, and figure out how I can drop the seat height in this thing, because like there's some room there for it. You know, and it kind of just depends on getting the seat out and seeing what's under here. On Rangers and Defenders, you can kind of cut these down and lay them in here flatter. But a cool thing that I'm looking at here is I think we can put a set of Click 6 harnesses in here, which would be sweet, because we're actually going to trail ride this thing. That's why we got the XR, is so that we could trail ride this and have heat and AC. But yeah, I think behind this cover we could bolt a set of Click 6 harnesses right here, which would be awesome. But yeah, it's tall. We got plenty of room. This is full lock right now on the front. It clears over there, but it just gets really tight right in there. I mean, it's really, really close. So we haven't adjusted any of the suspension. So we probably could crank it down some. This must be the factory position for the XR. We haven't touched it. It's got 300 miles on it. We bought it used, but could potentially crank it down. But we've also been looking at some bypass shocks at Power Sports Nation. Since we own Power Sports Nation, we have lots of shock options. So going to see if we can put like a set of Fox shocks on this, make it ride a little bit better. Obviously going to need some different springs and potentially some valving. But yeah, we're going to try to get a winch in the front. Maybe my friend Clay over at Area 15 makes a winch front bumper, and then look at light options. I know that there's a couple companies that make brackets for here. We like our lights up here more, keeps them out of the mud. But yeah, gonna see what we can do about this. Maybe potentially doing a wrap. Nice thing about this thing is these are just stickers. And so we may just change this back here to say Power Sports Nation, and then maybe change a little bit on the doors. But these green beadlock rings look really, really good. But, you know, obviously, unfortunately, since these are rubbing a little bit, we're going to be switching to the 33s. Which these are a great tire. These are actually 33 9.5 15, so they're just a touch narrower on the same 15x6 beadlock. But I also have a set of 15x7 beadlocks that I'm gonna put on here once we get them powder coated, because after seeing this green beadlock ring, it's kind of hard not to see it with it. The black's just gonna look lame. So going to be looking at those options and just continuing the build forward with it. So this is on 33s. Looks good. It's not going to rub at all. Like I said before, these are narrow wheels in comparison to what most aftermarket wheels are. These are just an old set of race tires I had. But yeah, overall it gives it a better look than the factory 30s. The factory 30s just look tiny. So going to a 33-inch tire like this is probably the best mid-size tire option. I mean, you could go to the 35s, like I said, but it was just rubbing right there, which maybe could trim that out and it wouldn't rub, or, you know, running that spacer or different offset wheels. But overall, super happy with how it looks for now. I'm just going to be doing this in stages. There's the Todd father waiting for me to load it up. But yeah, overall it looks really good, and just can't wait to keep putting miles on this rig. If you want to see more stuff about this Ridge, please let me know in the comments, and we'll just continue forward. Thanks.